So today's live is about number one, how to get your mind right. Or better put, oh man, or better put, the key to making better decisions. So tonight's live is about how to get your mind right or the key to making better decisions. Again, get your mind right. And the key to making better decisions. My name is Coach Bernie. I've been in the fitness industry for over 2 decades. And tonight I'm actually going to share a personal story that is directly connected to my life and to this process of getting your mind right. So many people, especially in our current world, where we're at right now in life, there's a lot of stuff going on. And if your mind is not in a good place, it's very easy to get caught up in the minutia of life and feel like you can't get ahead, you can't get forward, you can't get better, you feel stuck, you feel trapped, you feel like things just aren't working in your favor. And so tonight we're going to be talking about the key to getting your mind right, the key to making better decisions. And so, um, first and foremost, I'd like to tell a story that goes all the way back to 2007. 2007, which was almost 20 years ago, which is kind of crazy to say, but almost 20 years ago, I was playing college football for LaSalle University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I was a wide receiver. I played high school football, played rec football, played for really my career spanned about 20 years. And in 2007, I was playing for the LaSalle University football team, the Explorers. It's a Division One smaller program, a mid-major program in Philadelphia. And at the time, I was actually a preseason All-American. 2007 was the last year that I actually stepped onto a football field, 2007. And so again, tonight we're talking about getting your mind right and how to make better decisions, the key to making better decisions. How many people know that they need to make better decisions? Decisions literally have the ability to shift where you go in life and how you show up in life today. Decisions and the results that come from those decisions are critical in how we experience our relationships, how we show up on our jobs, how we experience our families, how we do anything is really our decisions. The Bible says that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And so what that really is saying is that our mindset is the key that will transform our life either better or worse. What we think, what we're thinking about, and the decisions that we make based on our thoughts. And so, again, we're going back to 2007. 2007, your boy was playing college football for the Lake Superior. For Lake Superior, for the LaSalle University Explorers. Shout out to any Explorers that happened to come across this video. Man, we had some good days. We had some hard days. We did some amazing things, and we did some not amazing things, but we did it together. So anyway, I was playing football for the LaSalle University Explorers, and actually that season, I was academically ineligible because of the decisions that I made. It wasn't because I wasn't athletic enough. It wasn't because I wasn't fast enough. It wasn't because I didn't have the skill set. My mindset kept me from playing football that year. That year was supposed to be my senior season. All right, that year in 2007 was supposed to be the coup de grace, if you will. That was supposed to be the swan song. That was the fat lady singing. That was my year to come out and then go to the NFL. And I actually became academically ineligible because of my mindset, because my mind was not right. The decisions that I was making, the some of the circles that I was keeping. It's true that sometimes the people that are in your life are not the best for you. It's not even that they're necessarily bad people, is that together you make bad decisions. And so at that time in my life, I was involved in a lot of things. I was running the streets, I was selling drugs, I was doing a lot of stuff that I should not have been doing, being a high level athlete. Or just in general, like it wasn't like I didn't have things that I was working towards. It was that I allowed my mindset to cause me to, in many ways, abort the very things that I knew that I wanted to do. And so 2007 was supposed to be my senior season, and I never played a down of football that year. That year, our team went 0-10. We didn't win a single game. It was one of the hardest, well, to that point, was one of the hardest things that I had ever done, because I knew that I had the ability, the capability, the skill set, that dog in me, if you will, to go on the field. And some of them games we would have won just because I knew I had the ability to help our team win. The problem was my mindset kept me from being present on the field. And that's why mindset is so important, because you can have all the talent in the world, but if your mindset, if your character is lacking, it will cause you to miss opportunities that you should be a part of. And so our team suffered because my mindset was weak. And I can say that now, as a person that can look back on that. Hindsight is 2020. But in the moment, I was pointing fingers at every situation, circumstance, and system, blaming them for a decision that I made. Okay. And so 2007, that season ended. And what I did not know was that that would be the last season of football at LaSalle University. And so tonight, we're really just going to be talking about mindset from this point of view, awareness. The key to changing, to making better decisions is awareness. All right. And there are 3 levels to awareness, and we're going to talk about those a little bit tonight. This is not just about the awareness of your relationships or awareness of your job occupation, but awareness of your health and your fitness and your journey overall. Again, I'm a fitness coach, but there's a lot of life lessons that I've learned that directly impact what you do in health and fitness. And they correlate, they transfer from one to the other. All right. Awareness. I was not aware that year was the last year that football would be played at LaSalle University. Had I known that, I know I would have made different decisions. And because I lacked awareness, I was not aware of the opportunity that was before me at that time. And so I squandered it. Anybody want to be honest and say, yeah, you might have squandered some opportunities. You might have squandered some relationships. You might have squandered some access points because of your lack of awareness. A lack of awareness will cause you to struggle in the midst of blessing. You have a field of abundance all around you, but because your awareness is small, you don't see what you have access to. I missed that moment. I missed that moment because of my lack of awareness. And the reason why the program ended wasn't because we went 0-10. Again, awareness. What the players did not know is that behind the scenes, there was a medical malpractice lawsuit that was underway. And so we didn't know that when the season ended, at the moment the season ended, we came at the end of the season and had our normal end of the year meeting where we talk about how the season went, what we're going to do next year, moving forward, what's the plan, all of that. It was at that meeting where it was announced that the football team, the program at LaSalle University was ending. I didn't find out that it was due to a medical malpractice lawsuit until, ooh, I think that was 8, 9 years later. Again, awareness. There's actually, I think, a 30 for 30 that was done on LaSalle University, that football program. I know there's a YouTube special. You can, find it. If I find it, I'll link it to this video, or I'll link it, in the description. I'll go back and add it if I can find it. That explains what happened. Okay, and one of our players had suffered a very traumatic brain injury. The injury should have been avoided. And this was right at the beginning of all the concussion protocols and CTE and all those things. And so you're talking almost 20 years ago when this took place. That decision that I made to not be available for my team, I am still reliving that and seeing that moment, and seeing how can I be better now. All right, how can I have better awareness in the current situations that I'm in life? How can I show up better for my team? And so in 2007, that was the last season at football at LaSalle University. All right. And again, this story is just really to show you how you have to be aware of the moment that you have. You have to be aware of the position that you have. And so position is the first step in awareness. Where am I? Where am I right now? If you've ever used the GPS and decided that you were going to go on a trip, one of the first things that the GPS asks you, once you put in the destination, is where's your current location, right? Where are you at right now? Okay. Where are you starting from? That's why position is so important in awareness. And if you're unaware of where you're at right now, if you're not taking inventory of your weight, of your eating habits, of your finances, of your relationships, if you don't understand your positioning, then you will make a bad decision, a terrible decision moving forward. Awareness. Okay. And so we were unaware that was going to be our last season. I know some of my teammates would have went about that season differently. I know, because I still talk to some of them. Had they known things were going to end up that way, that season would have been different. Would have been playing with a different fire had we had different awareness. So when the season ended, of course, I was shocked, shell shocked, because that was supposed to be my senior season, number one. Number two, it was like, what am I going to do? Like, for me, to tell you a little bit about myself, I started playing football when I was 5 years old. Football was my life. I that was all I did. I played basketball, I played baseball, but football was it. It was the bread and butter. It was the passion for me. And when that ended abruptly, I felt like life was over. All right. Awareness. Number two, connection. Who are you connected to? What are you connected to? So whenever you're looking to make a change in life, whenever you're at a transition in life, whenever there's a shifting, you have to become aware of your position and your connections. Now, what I did not know at the time was that one of my previous coaches at LaSalle had taken a new position at a place in the University of Minnesota, Duluth. It was the University of Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs. I was completely unaware that he was there, and because of our connection, when he found out that the program was dropping, I was the first person that he called. Connection. Now, because I wasn't aware of it, I was in a tailspin. I was going through it, y'all. I was crying. It was rough. It was rough for me in that moment. I called some people. I got some things. I did some stuff I shouldn't have done. I was trying to cope, if you know what I'm talking about, with the moment, with the stress. And lo and behold, I had made a connection with someone who saw something in me that I did not see in myself, and saw fit to call me personally and say, hey, we heard what happened to the program. I've already been talking to the coaches about, we wish we had you out here. They want to offer you a full ride scholarship to come play out here. We know you have another year left. We know your grades aren't good, but I know what type of person you are. I know what you could bring to a team. Would you be willing to give us a shot? And so I got on a plane. I flew out to Duluth, Minnesota, which is like 1,200 miles away from Philly. Shout out to all my UMD Bulldogs, all my dogs out there. If you happen to see this, I appreciate the opportunity that I had to play with y'all, to link up with y'all, to go to war with y'all. And awareness. My problem was that when I got to Minnesota, I had not healed from what I went through in Philadelphia. And because of that, I lost sight of my direction. So when I got to Minnesota, I had made some promises to myself. I'd made some promises to God. Um, Full transparency, at that time in my life, I was addicted to a couple substances. And I said, I'm done with it. I'm not going back to it. And it didn't take long before I got right back to what I knew wasn't good for me. Um, and this is why, when it comes to awareness, you have to have direction. Where are you trying to go? Number one. Number two, where are you currently headed based on the decisions that you've been making? So this is how you get your mind right. This is the key. To make any real changes in your life, you have to become aware. And that's why when I go on lives on TikTok all the time, I talk about the MAN method. The MAN method is mindset, action, and nutrition. And this is now this is the foundation. This is one of the foundations, one of the pillars of the coaching structure that I do, because so many people are struggling to actually make the changes. But the changes are connected to how we think. Okay. And I was placed in a completely new opportunity, and I brought the old mindset with me. And because I brought the old mindset with me, I squandered a brand new opportunity. Y'all don't understand. When I got to the University of Minnesota Duluth in 2008, January 2008, first of all, if you've ever been, anybody out there ever been to Minnesota, it's cold in January. Man, Minnesota, we had a real day where the temperature was like 40 below zero. And Duluth, Minnesota is it's on the mouth of Lake Superior, Wisconsin. And so, we got lake effect snow. So you would go to sleep and wake up the next day, and it'd be like 3 feet of snow on the ground. And the lake effect snow would bring its own weather patterns in, and its own system. Man, it was a different world. But them boys play some football. You hear me? I mean, they balled out. Some of you might not have known, football was actually started in Minnesota. So the roots are there. That year in 2008, that team, we won a national championship. Now, I went from a team in 2007, and I have as much love for my teammates in Philly as I do for my teammates in Minnesota. But I went from a team in 2007 that went 0-10. We didn't win a single game. And because of connection, this is why awareness is so important. Because of a connection, I went from a team that was 0-10 to a team that went 13-0, 15-0, and won a national championship because of one connection. One connection. I went from 0 wins to national champion because of one connection. Awareness. Who are you connected to right now that is going to help you win that next championship in your life? Who are you connected to right now that may have the door open for the next venture that you're going into? You're on this live right now. And I might be the connection for you to find the health that you've been, the health and the fitness and the strength and the mindset that you've been looking for years. I've been through the journey. I've been from the bottom. National champion, you can't get any higher in sports than a national championship. All right? It doesn't matter whether it's Division I, Division II, or Division III. University of Minnesota Duluth is D2. We were the D2 national champions. That means we were the very best Division II team in the nation. There were a small hand of people that can say that they were divisional champions nationally. We were. I am. I'm a national champion. But because of my, here it is, mindset, I squandered it. We won the national championship in December of 2008. By January of 2010, so 13 months later, I was homeless. How? How do you go from full ride scholarship, national champion, to homeless? And I mean like homeless, homeless. Like I was sleeping on someone's floor. One of my teammates was gracious enough to let me sleep on their floor. I would put my mattress down, lay on the floor. I would get up before they got up, put my mattress up, lean it against the wall, and and try to survive the day. I would donate plasma. I mean, I out there know about donating plasma. I would donate plasma for twice a week. I was living off about $55 a week for about 9 months. 13 months earlier, I was a national champion. I mean, I'm still a national champion, but I just won a national championship. What happened? July 2008, we were doing a drill on the football field, and I stepped over a cone, and when my foot hit the ground, I knew it was broken. As soon as my foot hit the ground, I could feel it. I could feel the fracture inside my foot. It was familiar to me because my senior year of high school, I broke my right foot playing football, and it was the exact same bone I broke on my left foot 4 years later, and because of that, I did not play a single down of football in 2008. We won a national championship, absolutely. I played all of spring ball, all of summer camp. I was at the workouts. I was in the meetings. I was on the sideline, pushing the team, but I couldn't play. It devastated me. Devastated me. And I began to blame everything and everybody else for why I was where I was. And because of that, I ended up dropping out of school. And within 13 months, I was homeless. No support system. Again, position, connection, direction. I had zero direction. I didn't know where I was going. Didn't know what I was doing. Couldn't figure it out. My mind was all jacked up. And it was that way because I was completely unaware of where I was. I'm in a town that the premier college recruited me to play a sport that I know how to play at a very high level. Again, I was a preseason All-American in Division One. You can look me up on I don't know, was ESPN or NCAA. My stats are out there. I was a baller. But because of my pain internally blinded me from all of the position and connections that I had. And so because of that, I lost sense of direction. And you might be listening to this right now, on this right now, and you feel the same way. You feel like you have no direction. Whenever you lose awareness, if you've ever went downstairs in your basement and turned the lights off, it's your house and you're still stumbling. It's your basement and you're still fumbling. Why? Because you can't see. So you don't know where you're going. This is why you need coaching. This is why you need community. This is why you have to develop awareness to make better decisions. And so what happened for me, thank God, after I worked myself up out of being homeless, got an apartment. One of my friends at the time told me about this semi-pro football league. And I really wasn't in any shape. Me and football we had a bad relationship. If that was my boo, we was on outs, you know what I mean? And they told me about this boxing gym in Wisconsin. And so Duluth, Minnesota and Lake Superior, Wisconsin, they're connected by a bridge. It's a bridge that separates them. They both sit on the mouth of Lake Superior. And so they told me about this boxing gym called Twin Ports Boxing. Shout out to Twin Ports Boxing. Every time I tell this story, I shout them out. Honestly, that place was a catalyst to saving my life. And so, Coach Joe, I didn't have the money really to go. I mean, I was just out of being homeless. He let me come in there on like $20 a month or something crazy, and something crazy low to come in there and develop an awareness of myself. So many of us right now are struggling because we are completely unaware of who we are. You have no idea what you're capable of. You have no idea how far you could go. But it's because who you are is trapped behind your feelings and your emotions and your blame of other people, of systems, of situations and circumstances. If that's you, just say me. You just put me in the comments. That's me. That was me. That was me. I was blaming everyone else for my life. But every decision that I made led me to where I was. Every decision that you've made is the reason why you're here right now. It's your decisions. Your decisions is based on your mindset. Your decisions is based on your mindset. My decisions led me to homeless. And because someone made me aware of boxing, I made the decision to join. And it was in boxing where I had to come face to face with myself. The cool thing about boxing is that once you get in the ring, it might be somebody else across from you, but really it's you versus you. It's you versus you. And that is how it is in life. You are against yourself. You're either your biggest supporter or you're your biggest detractor. You're either the one that's breathing life on your dreams and your goals and your passions, or you're the very one that is telling yourself that you cannot do it. That was me. And I had to face myself in that ring, on that bag, day in and day out. And it was there that I developed a special love for boxing, because it was where I was able to get that was my mental health. That was my therapy. It was that experience that caused me, when I came back home and started training people, and I developed the Braveheart Reborn challenge, which are boxing based workouts that you can do from home. You don't need any equipment. It's designed, where, of course, you can go into a gym and do it. Of course, if you have a heavy bag, you can do it. But it's designed for the person that's like, I have to change, and I got to do something hard, but I have to do something consistently, and I need a platform to do it. And I know from personal experience that boxing is therapeutic. Boxing can transform your life through facing yourself. So I created the Braveheart Reborn Challenge. We've had 35 or 40 people that's gone through that challenge. They've all experienced significant transformation, somewhere between 22 and 25 pounds dropped in those 8 weeks. And most of those people kept it off because that became the catalyst for not just their weight loss journey, but their lifestyle change. The thing about boxing and this challenge that I'm talking about, it helps you develop an awareness of what you actually can do. So many people, they don't move forward because they're living behind fear. That was me. Once I broke my left foot, and then my right foot, once I began to blame everybody else, I became a victim of what was going on. And I made myself a victim. I really wasn't a victim. I wasn't. I made myself a victim. I made it everyone else's fault. I made it the system's fault. I made it the coach's fault, and the athletic director's fault that miscalculated, and I made it. And really, it was me. And boxing showed me, nah, bruh, that's you. That's you, big dog. And what you gonna do about it? Are you gonna get up and change, or are you gonna continue to make excuses for why you are the way you are? And so I started boxing, and it broke something in me. It broke fear. It broke victim mentality, and it began to build a self-awareness. See, the cool thing about boxing is that it's different. I of course I lift weights. I do all of that. I run. I ran 3 miles yesterday. I do Spartan races sometimes, but boxing, it's a different metric for growth. You have to feel it. You have to. It's not like you lifted up 100 pounds today, you lift up 105 pounds next week. With boxing, you're getting better because you can feel it. You can feel the changes. You can feel the speed. You can feel the power coming from you. That's what makes boxing so different. And so I developed this Braveheart Reborn challenge because I wanted other people to feel the same rebirth, if you will, that I experienced up there in a cold, frigid night in Lake Superior, Wisconsin at Twin Ports Boxing. The Lord used it to break something. And I don't think that is by happenstance that boxing is actually referred to in the Bible, where it talks about the Apostle Paul says, I'm not as a boxer that's beating the air for no reason. He says what he's using that analogy is to say that, when I do something, I'm doing it with purpose. I'm doing it fully aware of where I'm at, what I'm connected to, and where I'm going. It's a mindset shift. So for you to get your mind right, the key to getting your mind right, the key to making better decisions is awareness. Where are you? That's position. Connection. Who are you connected to? Are the people you're connected to building you up? Or are the people that you're connected to pulling you down? Number 3, awareness. Where are you going? Where do you want to go? Where are you trying to go? Connection. Who's going there with you? Are you going it alone? Are the people going with you elevators, or are they, when you get to the mountaintop, sucking up all your air? Are you going with leeches? Where are you going? You have to become aware. And so many of us can't transform because of the fear of finding out where we are. And it was that fear that caused me to abort a national championship. It was that fear that caused me to not show up for the ring ceremony. I'm a national champion, but I have no ring to show for it. I never went and got fitted for my ring. Why? Because my mindset had me feeling like a victim. And I refuse to have gone through all of that and not help somebody else. So I created the Braveheart Reborn Challenge. By the grace of God, I became a health and fitness coach. There was a gifting that was birthed in me that I didn't know I had, and I had to get it the hard way. But the fastest way to grow is to get with someone who's went through the trenches and came out, who can show you the bridge to get to the other side, like the shortcut. The Braveheart Reborn Challenge is one of those. So if you want to take part in that challenge, it's an 8-week challenge, and you're watching this live on TikTok, you can just DM me the word challenge, and I'll send you the link. If you're watching this on YouTube, the link is in the description. It's www.faithfulfitmd.com/get-fit. It includes a 7-day detox as an ebook I wrote called the 7-day Reset Detox. A lot of us, hey, like this and share this with somebody if it's you. We don't want to take awareness. We don't want to become aware, because once we become aware, we got to become accountable. And accountability means that our awareness reveals that we love sugar. The body moves better when you detox from sugar. The moment you detox from sugar, your body starts to. There's so many things you don't even. You're not even aware of how unwell you feel because you consume so much sugar. Grab this the 7-day reset detox ebook. It's $17. If you do the challenge, the ebook is included. It's at that same website, faithfulfitmd.com/get fit. You can get your mind right. You should just say that. I can get my mind right. You can get your mind right. But the key to making better decisions is awareness. Where are you? Who are you connected to? Where are you going? The key to making better decisions is awareness. Again, links are down in the description. Please like, share, and subscribe if you feel like this has helped you in any way. Share this with as many like-minded people as you can, or anyone you know who is in a mental fog and they don't know how to get out. They've been struggling with it. Send this to as many people as you can. It helps the channel, and it helps with my passion to help people. I appreciate you. God bless. And if you're watching this on TikTok,